J.P. Morgan, who was founder of world's largest bank Chase, once said, "Millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do." It looks like Warren Buffett, a.k.a. Oracle of Omaha, uses astrology as he predicts stock prices very accurately. He is one of the most influential businessmen and successful investors of the 21st century. In 2008, Warren Buffett became the world's richest person, overtaking Bill Gates, who was the world's richest person for 13 consecutive years. According to Forbes, he is the fifth richest person in the world with a net worth of $118 billion. The majority of his net worth is derived from his successful investments in stocks. He is widely known as the world's richest stock investor, but another man who was once more successful stock investor than even Warren Buffett was Carlos Slim. Carlos Slim was the richest person in the world from 2010 to 2013, and he was the only non-US to the top of the Forbes rich list. At his height, John D. Rockefeller's wealth was equal to 2.5% of US GDP, while Carlos' Slim net worth is equal to 7.5% of Mexico's entire GDP. He controls over 200 companies including telecommunications, cigarettes, construction, mining, bicycles, soft drinks, airlines, hotels, railways, banking, and printing sectors. His companies hold 40% of market cap of the entire Mexican stock exchange. Warren Buffett at an early age started to invest in stocks. He made his first investment at the age of 11. He once said, "If I'm not a millionaire by age 30, I will jump off the tallest building in Omaha." At the age of 30, he became a millionaire, and at age 55, he became a billionaire. Nearly 99% of his wealth was earned after he turned 55. Want to know how he made such a huge wealth by just investing in stocks? Watch the full video. Warren Buffett, world's biggest stock investor with $118 billion net worth. We at Business Chronicles tell the stories of extraordinarily successful people. Please subscribe to our channel to help us in making more videos. In 1930, Warren Buffett was born in Omaha, Nebraska, later due to which he got the nickname Oracle of Omaha. His father, Howard Buffett, was an influential man of the time and was elected U.S. Representative from Nebraska. Although Warren Buffett was born into an influential family, but his family had no business or investment background. When Warren Buffett was born, his father was financially struggling because of that from an early age. He got an undying passion for business and investment. This was the major reason that he was not a noticeable student in school and college. In 1947, he got admission in University of Pennsylvania, but later he transferred to University of Nebraska, where in 1950 he graduated with a bachelor's degree in business administration. For a master's degree, he tried to enter Harvard Business School, but unfortunately he was rejected as the staff from Harvard said to Buffett, "Forget it, you're not going to Harvard." In 1951, soon after the rejection from Harvard, he kick-started his new education at the Columbia University School of Business. Here, he studied business along with his teacher, Benjamin Graham, who turned out to be his role model for value investment. From 1951 to 1956, Buffett mastered his passion for business, entrepreneurship, and investment as he graduated from the Columbia Business School with master's degree in economics. During his college years, Warren Buffett worked at his father's investment firm, Buffett, Falk & Company, as an investment salesman. From 1951 to 1954, he worked at Buffett, Falk & Company as a 9-to-5 worker, and there he practicalized what he had learned at the Columbia Business School. Later on, he joined his mentor Benjamin Graham's firm as a security analyst. From 1954 to 1956, Buffett worked at the Graham-Newman Corp as a security analyst. Buffett was the only non-Jew person to work in the firm, as Benjamin Graham used to only hire Jews. Unlike other workers at the firm, Warren Buffett had this grand vision of value investment, as he had an unwavering passion for entrepreneurship. From here, you can gauge that Buffett was by no means a regular 9-to-5 worker. Rather, he was a man of great vision and was gradually paving the way for a staggering fortune that we see today. In 1956, Benjamin Graham closed his firm as he decided to retire. Warren Buffett had saved $174,000, which is equal to around $2 million today, and he created his own investment firm called Buffett Partnership Limited. Till 1969, Buffett remained the general partner of Buffett Partnership Limited. Although this was not the turning point in the life of the multi-billionaire, he had learned a lot down the road. It was this Buffett Partnership Limited that had prepared him to become one of the wealthiest men in the world. In 1962, Buffett revealed that Buffett Partnership Limited had secured as many as 7 successful partnerships with widely popular companies like Sanborn Map Company. In 1958, Warren Buffett used the profits from his firm to buy a house in Omaha, where even today he lives. He bought the house for $31,500, and today it's worth over $650,000. Warren considers the investment the third best investment of life, as he once said. All things considered, the third best investment I ever made was the purchase of my home, though I would have made far more money had I instead rented and used the purchase money to buy stocks. Warren Buffett lives frugally, as the house is worth less than 0.001% of his total wealth. In early 1963, Buffett made it to the list of Forbes Millionaires. His staggering net worth came from the successful investments that he had made through Buffett Partnership Limited. At this point, Buffett decided to put all of his money into one holistic investment portfolio. For that, he decided to own one of the giant textile manufacturing giants called Berkshire Hathaway. By then, Seabury Stanton was the owner of the firm. Buffett gradually continued purchasing shares of the firm for the first few years. Later on, Buffett made an aggressive share purchase and fired the previous owner of Berkshire Hathaway. By the 1970s, Buffett owned the textile firm in its entirety and became the sole owner of Berkshire Hathaway. It is essential to note here that as Buffett gained complete ownership of Berkshire Hathaway, he continued making investments in other sectors through his firm. Perhaps one of the biggest investments he made through Berkshire Hathaway was the 1971 Hochschild Kohn & Company, which was a department store. In 1977, Berkshire Hathaway also purchased the major news outlet in the United States, the Buffalo Evening News. The firm purchased it for $32.5 million. ABC Capital Cities is another company that Berkshire Hathaway purchased gradually. In 1979, the media was surprised when Berkshire Hathaway announced that they had bought the entire ABC. The company made enormous progress with this deal as they continued owning many local news outlets and radio stations through this partnership. Today, Berkshire Hathaway has a portfolio of over $250 billion, 42% of which consists of Apple stocks. As mentioned earlier, Berkshire Hathaway is the most profitable and long-term firm that has stayed with Warren Buffett. Since its ownership in 1969, Berkshire Hathaway has always turned out to be lucrative and profitable for Buffett. Through his firm, Buffett has either directly purchased or has bought shares and stocks of many companies that have paid him off massively. However, it was in 1988 when Warren Buffett made the most popular stock purchase of the time through Berkshire Hathaway, Coca-Cola. In 1988, Warren Buffett bought a staggering 7% stock of the giant beverage manufacturer. By then, it cost $1.02 billion. Later on, Buffett himself called it the most lucrative investment that Berkshire Hathaway had ever made. Thus, it is essential to take a side note here that Warren Buffett still holds the 7% share of Coca-Cola today. The investment that Warren Buffett had made in the 1980s is still paying him in 2022. No wonder he is the 8th richest man on the Forbes list of billionaires. According to the latest reports, Berkshire Hathaway has a staggering capital of $328 billion. Although the firm has minor shareholders, Warren Buffett continues to be the major shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway. Thus, it would be fair to say that a vast majority of Buffett's wealth comes from his ownership of Berkshire Hathaway along with other lucrative investments that he has in place. In 2008, Warren Buffett was listed as the first richest man in the world with a staggering net worth of $62 billion. Soon after his rank as the richest man on earth, Buffett donated billions of dollars to charities. Subsequently, he was listed as the second richest man in the world after Bill Gates in the following year. Reports suggest that between 2008 and 2010, Warren Buffett donated half of his entire wealth to charities. However, his donations and charities center around helping mass unemployed, underprivileged kids, and access to education and healthcare to underprivileged communities. These are not only in the US but throughout the world. Likewise, Warren Buffett also pledged half of the total shares of Berkshire Hathaway in 2011. By then, it equaled $23 billion. One of the major foundations where Warren Buffett's charities and donations go is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In 2006, Warren Buffett donated a total sum of $30.8 billion to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in charities. This was the largest sum that was ever donated to charity in the history of the world. Buffett has also made an agreement with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that the charity organization will continue receiving 5% of Warren Buffett's wealth every July. Although Buffett resigned from the trusteeship of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in 2021, reports suggest that his charity still goes to the foundation. Apart from the massive charity that goes to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Buffett also actively donates to other charitable organizations. Some of them include the Buffett Foundation, Girls Inc., Glide Foundation, Susan Buffett Foundation, and Gates Buffett Foundation. Apart from that, Warren Buffett has been pretty active in bringing healthcare reforms to the United States. He had run many election campaigns and had raised millions of dollars through auctions and charities along with former US President Barack Obama. Likewise, he is also among the American billionaires like Oprah Winfrey and Michael Bloomberg, who had raised $60 billion to cope with the population growth in the United States. Warren Buffett once said, "If you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes." Patience is the reason that made Warren Buffett the richest stock trader in the world. Someone asked if Warren Buffett has done no different than any ordinary stock trader, then why is he rich? Warren Buffett answered that the key difference is patience, which made him one of the richest people in the world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.